All right, in our very first database lesson, we created this practice DB, which you should have on your computer, and you're going to open that back up. And you should have three separate tables, is what we put on there to begin with. So we've got our three separate tables, and we're going to work with just one of the tables today, which is going to be NC Colleges. And we're going to design this table so that it can accept data. So if you'll just double click that, you'll notice NC Colleges will be moved up to the tab. Now right now we are in something called data sheet view, which looks kind of a little bit like a spreadsheet, but we're going to have to make a change to that. We're going to instead go to design view. So if you'll come over here to the left where it says views, you're going to click and instead choose design view. All right, you'll notice that we have something called field names, and this is what we're going to be working with in this lesson. Field names are the categories that you must create so that correct data can be put into the database, and you can also search the database to find the information that you need. The very first field name, ID, we're going to leave that alone. That is one that comes up automatically, so we're not going to make any changes to that. So instead, we are going to go down right underneath it, and the first field name, we'll just call this college name. And also, when you create a field or category, you have to tell the computer what kind of data is going to go into that particular field. So right next to that box, by default, it's going to say text. And for this, text is good. So we're just going to leave that alone right now. We're going to come right under and we're going to create our second field name, and we're going to call this ownership. And this is going to have to do with whether the college or university is public or private. And this also, we're going to leave that as text. That's good. Okay. Next one, type. This has to do if it's a 4-year or 2-year school. Now, even though we're going to be typing a number partly in here, you're either going to put 4-year or 2-year. We are also going to make this data type text, because whenever you're mixing letters and numbers, we have to keep it at text. Now's where we're going to get into some changes for our field types. All right, the next field after type is going to be enrollment. And this is how many students attend the college or university. And for this one, we're going to change that to a number field. Okay? Because numbers are what is the only thing we are going to allow into that field. Now the next thing we'll be dealing with is called tuition. And tuition is different whether you live in the state or out of the state. So we're going to put two types of tuition, and we're going to put in-state. And since tuition is money, the field type that we're going to choose here is currency, and you should remember that word from back when we used spreadsheets. So we've got in-state, and we've also got out-of-state. You're going to see when you start doing your database that in-state is cheaper than out-of-state, and we're also going to do currency for that. So what we've done here is we've created our fields. Okay, we've got 6 fields: college name, and that's going to be text; ownership, text; type is going to be text; enrollment is going to be a number; in-state is currency; out-of-state is currency. Okay, so we've designed the database. Now to put information into the database, we need to go back to data sheet view. So we're going to come back up here and click on data sheet view, and the it knows that we've made some changes, so it says you must first save the table. So go ahead and click yes. And then you'll get a sheet that looks like this. All right, just like with spreadsheets, we're going to be working with columns and rows. The only difference is each column, remember the vertical part, is going to be our fields, and each row is going to be what we call a record. And this will make more sense as you get more practice in it. Now, there's just one more thing I think it might help for us to do, is the enrollment is a pretty big number. So what we're going to do with that, if you'll click on the enrollment and then click up here where it says fields, let's go ahead and put a comma in. Okay, and also we want to take out any decimal places there, so you might have to click that a couple times. All right, now we are actually ready to put the information into the database. So you'll be getting a handout which will have the names of not all the colleges and universities in North Carolina, but a few of them. Appalachian State is going to be first. The ownership of that is public. It's a public college. The type is going to be 4-year. The enrollment is going to be 14,653. Okay, and what you can do after you do these, you can also tab to go to the next one. The in-state tuition is $4,000. Some of these figures may be old. They're probably actually higher now. Okay, 4,000. The out-of-state is 13,600. Okay. Now, when you tab, it'll take you to the next record. See, this is a complete record for one of the colleges, Appalachian State. It's all the information for that. So then the next record we start is going to be East Carolina. Okay, and you'll put all the information in for that. So when you're finished, today you're going to do 8 colleges and put in the information into the database for 8 colleges. And then you are going to send me this file again. Now, what you want to do when you get finished with this particular piece of information, I would go up here to the diskette and click Save. And then you can go ahead and click the X. And remember, you're going to send this once again to me. Okay, even though you've already sent this file, we've made changes to it, so you're going to send it again. All right, that's it for this one. Bye.